Yes, I did set up all my Christmas stuff so I could just take it down. Get over it. Does anyone see how much of a mess I am? This is now falling. And I forgot some things. Hey, welcome back to the channel. I hope everyone had a fantastic holiday season if you celebrate, and an even better New Year's. I also trust that everyone is properly recovered from the festivities, and now with us finally winding down, I thought it would be a good time to post this video. I did have some other ideas, but before we get into that, we have a message from our sponsor, me. I'm just kidding. I don't have a sponsor yet. The first thing is that I've gotten a pack of wonderful blue and yellow sticky notes. I will be marking down some of the important parts of each video just because I find I have a difficult time keeping my train of thought. The second thing, as I just stated, is that I'd really like to try to stop saying so much. It looks kind of bad on video, and I have to cut out a lot of it. So it'll be a little bit of a challenge for me to try to reduce the amount that I'm saying that. Moving on, the final topic will be gaming. I've realized that the market on YouTube is very saturated by gaming content. I've made channels in the past that were dedicated completely to gaming, and even then it was already saturated, so you can only imagine now. You really need to either be particularly good at a game to get a good following, or you have to be just a remarkable entertainer, and at this stage of the game, I'm just neither. So, with that said, I would really like to invest in the gaming content. It's an important thing in my life. I spend a lot of time doing it, so I want to share that with you guys, and hopefully that can be fun. There are pretty well 4 options for videos that I would like to get into. The first would be games like Mogus. Even though I don't think I would really ever stream or play something like Among Us because it's antiquated, any game like that were to come out, I might record with my friends. Another idea would be board games. You can see right here, we play Catan every so often. We do it online, so it would be a bit easier to stream. That's something that, a long form video I might like to release like that. The other idea would be short form commentary over kind of whatever I want to talk about, like I was saying last video with the Vlog Brothers, Hank and John Green-esque content, but with a game overlay, right? So if I get a big dub in Fortnite, which I don't even play, Victory Royale, that would be something that I would overlay and then just talk over. Finally, what I think is most likely is going to be some compilation videos, talking about just variety gameplay of different fun things, funny events. I'll just hit record every so often and we'll go from there. But to get into the video proper, this is the time of year we're getting into, or rather we're ending, Christmas. Christmas is probably my second favorite time of the year. I prefer Thanksgiving, personally, because I find it's a little bit less superficial, but Christmas is definitely my second favorite time of the year. Ta-da! So yeah, to get into this section of the video, after the end of the year, usually around this time is when I start taking down my Christmas decorations, and that typically ends up being a bit of a sad time for me. I really enjoy the holidays, and once we start taking it down, it's kind of a bit of a reminder of shitty things to come, which we'll get into in a little bit. So, I think it's time to start putting them away. We'll start with these guys. They're some of the newest. Let me show them to you before I put them away. Little friends. These guys I got at a local decor shop. I thought they were cute. They sit down on your things and just dangle there, but alas, it is time for them to go. So I'm gonna take up the Christmas tree now too. I wanted to get a small Christmas tree this year. We had a bigger one last year, but because I didn't want to have a real tree and clean up all that mess and go out and cut it down, and I didn't have a truck or anything like that, I had a bigger fake tree, and I just never really liked the look of it. And honestly, this guy, it's really cute, and it came pre-lit. It's time for it to go. We'll see you next year. With the tree gone, it's time to start getting into the topic of this video a little bit. Um, I don't want to start off this channel with a bit of heavy-handed topics, you know. You do want to keep it fun and light, but seasonal depression. The season's ending, so I didn't want to wait till next year. I have struggled with it for many, many years. Basically, right at the end of New Year's, like as soon as we take down the tree. I think that's largely because of the shitty Canadian winter. It really is pretty terrible here. Right after, I mean, I find nowadays, back when I was a kid, it was always the idea of like a white Christmas. It usually was one. Nowadays, with climate change and all this, we barely ever get a white Christmas, which was not the case this year because we had a gigantic snowstorm here in southern Ontario. For the most part, I find we don't get any snow, any cold really, all the way till New Year's, and then it just all hits. It's either extremely cold and snowy, or it's disgustingly just gray outside and rainy, and it stays like that for about 5 months, and it's also dark. I think that the darkness is also a big thing for me. I think that's part of the reason why I struggle so hard during these months, and I have for a long time. It's just really hard to keep up a good mentality during this time. My thing is falling over. But there is some reason to rejoice this year a little bit. It's not as bleak as past years with COVID being kind of certainly not gone. It's still affecting a lot of people's lives, but I mean, it's not anywhere near as big of a deal in the media or in our everyday lives as it was even just a couple of years ago. The other thing is that I'm actually quite hopeful for is that this past year I started taking antidepressants, and I have found them to be working exceptionally well. They are doing wonders for my mental health, and I'm really excited to see how well they work into the new year. Show you real quick. So, I need to get used to this. Hopefully, with taking down these Christmas things, which there still are a couple more of, by the way, it will lead to me not being completely and utterly unable to do anything for the next couple months. I would really like to be able to do the things that I love. Yeah. I will probably get some use out of this, either as a regift or as a drinking mechanism. But for now, it goes in my little box. And that's it, honestly. Does anyone see how much of a mess I am? This is now falling. And, oh my god, I forgot some things as well. I still have a lot of work to do as a YouTuber. I'm sorry. This is who I am. I'm a little bit aloof. We're gonna leave this like this, by the way. But I will take down the last couple things. Okay? So, this guy, if I can get it off, a cute little Christmas decoration. I had it on my windowsill a little while ago. I thought it was cute. It was entirely too expensive. But... And then there was this as well, which is not even like something that I even had out this year. But it's just a little candle holder. It fell on the ground as I was moving that, so now the candle's out of it. But... And I have to adjust the lighting. So, with my background a complete mess and everything else, I did want to finish up this video quickly. It's been a little bit of a wild ride. I really appreciate everyone who stuck around this long. I know this is a bit of a longer video just to be watching some guy talking on YouTube, but I really appreciate anyone who's now made it to the end. I would really quickly like to thank everyone who commented on the last video. I really appreciated Thomas's comment in particular. He talked about how it's kind of a fallacy of motivation to really be relying on that as a crutch. Instead, you should be working on discipline. I knew objectively that I can't always be happy. I can't always be motivated for reasons that I talked about in this video. It never really struck me that strongly until I read his comment. I know that sounds naive, but it really resonated with me. So I really appreciate that. Just generally, if anyone else has feedback, I'm more than happy to feature anything like that at the end of the video like this. With that said, though, thank you very much for watching. Bye.